Stop sharing my screen, will you, John? Please, or here, I can do it. There we go.
Hello,
I think we're
everybody.
live. Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Designer Show on this lovely March, 15th, 2024. Thanks for being here today, guys. We're still waiting for Robin and Renee to log in if they're going to. I think we might have worn them out at our 2024 summit in the Outer Banks, as John was saying. Boy, that was quite a deal we had out there.
Hey,
So we had a ball.
Yes, we did. Fantastic.
Because we just got back. We got back on Sunday. I don't know about you guys. John, you're still on the road.
Yeah.
But the whole event was just.
He looks like he's literally on the road.
I am.
Don't get hit.
Yeah. Playing on the road.
Got a new motor on that chair of his. It was amazing. It was an amazing event. And I see we've got a few people. I see Aaron Rose is on the call here, and anybody else that was there?
Richard.
Scott Stubbs is here. Richard's here. Hey, you guys. Thanks for joining us. It was really a pleasure to hang out with all of you. And we had such a great time. I got a few pictures I'm going to just show just for the fun of it. But first, I want to just make a couple of announcements. Now, can you guys see my backdrop okay? Got the time covering it, don't we? I should have put that on the other side. Let me do this. Let me go, bring that picture into Chief. And then we're going to get started. You guys, this is an open forum Q&A day. We're here for fun and to share, solve your problems about Chief Architect if you have any. So please feel free to post things and then we'll just chat about some other things here. My computer's being goofy, so bear with me a second. Okay, there we go.
Hello, Mark.
Dropbox.
So you think this is the same Facebook user that was at the summit with us?
Whoever they are, they're clandestine. That Facebook user does not like to be identified.
Yeah, when you're watching the stream through Facebook, Facebook requires you to give permission to show your name, and not everybody does that, which is fine. So if you have questions, we'll still address you as Facebook user and answer your questions as best we can. But let me get to this and topics, and here we are. Okay, so let's go to Chief, and I'm going to post this picture right here. Anytime you're bringing things into Chief, by the way, anything that you can import from this list, with the exception of the hotkeys, I think pretty much, well, I'm not sure about layer sets and some of this, but a lot of these things, pictures, DWGs, things like that, PDFs, just drag them onto the screen and bam, there it is. So you don't have to go through that file import and go find it. Just drag it on the screen. I just wanted to mention, save the date. We have officially reserved next year for March 17th to 27th, and we look forward to having you there. So I just thought I'd let you guys know that. We don't have anything else officially up at this point, but we did reserve the place. So let me get out of that. Are you guys seeing my screen, by the way? You're probably not, are you? John, you're supposed to show my screen.
Oh, sorry.
Because I was showing that lovely picture of our gang. This is the people that were here this year. We spent 10 days with a lot of these guys, and again, we had a ball, shared a lot of information, a lot of everybody. It was just, again, an amazing event.
Can you point out the dates again?
March 17th, 27th, 2025. So there we go. All right. Let's step back for a minute. I don't know when we'll announce this online, but we'll be sure to let you know. Let me get out of this and get back to, here, let's do this real quick. We had some fun with this at our event. You guys seen my screen yet?
Yep.
All right. So if you know Renee is pretty good at doing things in Chief. So he carried a Kevin symbol amongst many Kevin other things. It's our Kevin guy. So there he is. Mr. Creative Kevin decided to go out and introduce the real Kevin. And this is kind of cute how he lost this little headpiece. His battery pack is down. That was really cute. That was so fun when you walked in with that on, Kevin. We all just started rolling on the floor. It was really something. So
the thing you couldn't tell from the short video was that I popped in under the screen and
yeah, that door
so
behind the screen. So that was really
it
cute.
was fun.
But
We do
Renee
have
is
fun
so,
at this event.
huh?
We do have some fun at this event.
You know, we do. We have a ton of fun. We laugh a lot. We tell a lot of jokes, but we're also serious. So it you know, because we're very serious about making sure that everybody gets what they need out of this event. So we're so serious. I even brought Kevin's hat home so we wouldn't lose it. Just doesn't look the same on me though.
Yeah, I love it though.
That's cute. You went to the dollar store and found some parts to put that together. That was pretty creative. All right, let's roll on. It doesn't look like Renee or Robin's going to join us today, so we'll just, you guys, if you got questions, feel free to ask them. I do want to point out one more thing, or before I move on. If you're on the page for the, if you're viewing this on the Chief Experts website, even if you're not, go to chiefexpertsacademy.com, and we're working on a new product right now that I'm pretty excited about. You guys will probably be involved in this too, but if you want to get on the wait list so we keep you informed about what's going on here, please go to the homepage or click the link below and where it says waitlist me and get on the list and join us, because we got some cool things coming up. We're going to have keystroke essentials that introduced at the summit. It was really cool how these keystroke things are working. They're going over really well. I'm up to about 400 keystrokes into the Chief right now, with, of course, a couple pages of the top keystrokes. If you can get used to using some of these keystrokes in Chief, you will save yourself a lot of time every day. So, and if you've been following me for any amount of time, you've seen that, yes, in fact, these keystrokes work, because I keep mentioning them in some of my emails, giving you little tips on those. We teach how to navigate like your mouse. A mouse has about 20 functions you may not be aware of. And we can talk about 3D mice too. We're going to also dig into the templates and really refine those even more. We're going to talk about sample plans. We're going to get into macros. We're going to get into advanced techniques. We're going to follow best practices with checklists. So we'll talk about the process of creating a plan. And you're going to get a lot of visual learning through videos, especially when we get into, I've got a list of 100 videos I'm going to do right now, short videos, things you could do that you don't normally see in Chief Architect to make your plans work better. So I've got that list that I'm working on. So a lot of cool things that we got going. And feel free to sign up for the wait list, and so we can keep you informed. And we'll keep mentioning what's happening as we're going.
Let's let Kevin do a quick little commercial, since he was asked for his services here.
Absolutely. Let me.
Hey guys, thank you.
There. Okay. Well, here,
yeah,
we can make him full. We can do full screen. Kevin, let me get to the right screen. We can make you there all by yourself.
Got it.
There you go. Oops, you had it.
Nope.
I'm sorry. Okay, there we go. Hey, Kevin.
Hey guys.
Tell us what you got.
So I fill the role of, I use Chief. I assist people with Chief. I train with Chief. I do those things with Chief. But my role in Chief Experts is more of the business role, helping people grow their businesses or streamline, and to help understand really some of the intricacies about running a business efficiently in Chief. My tagline is the art of profitable design, and I would love to help anybody that's listening with that opportunity. So give me a call, send me a message, and let's talk.
Cool. Yeah, you and Judy did a great job at the summit. The little
Thanks.
breakaway groups you had, and it was really fun to watch you guys work, and people really got into it. So it's not, we're here to talk about chief architect a lot, most of the time, but we've also got to be considerate of the business of design that we're in, because, we're in this to make money. So it's more than just drawing pretty plans. We have to know how to sell and how to collect and, put a value on what we do. And you do
It
that
seems
really
like
well.
it seems like the education programs that are offered for people learning how to become, for instance, an architectural designer, an interior designer, an architect, a builder, whatever, they teach you the what's to do, but not the whys to do. They don't teach you all of the things that it takes to actually survive and thrive in business. And that's what I do.
Yes, exactly. We have a question about where to upload a picture. So if you go to chiefexperts.com and you go to the Designers Show tab and you scroll down a little bit, you'll see a submit your plans. Okay, so if you click on that, hit submit your plans there. If you're gonna upload a plan or a template or a layout, follow this little 1-minute video that I've got here. If you're just uploading a file, just fill this in. You'll be prompted to upload your file. Done. You can send it right to me. So that way I know who's sending me what, and I can go find it and we can talk about it. So that's how you can send things to us.
Alan, you asked a question about how to upload it or how to send an image for a question. Are you talking about in this stream, in this conversation right now?
Yes.
If so, Dan, how would they send an image right now to be discussed during this conversation?
They could do it right through that too.
Okay.
I mean, if it's a single image, just send it to dan@chiefexperts.com. I've got my email open, so I'll look for it. Dan@chiefexperts, CHIEF experts.com, and be happy to take a look at your image. So,
Okay.
Yeah, you can send it now if you want. Again, this is all Q&A. So
Here's our second question of the day.
Yeah.
How to hyperlinking a table of contents for a large layout set.
Hyperlinking a table of contents.
Are they
you following that question?
Is the question how could you hyperlink so you could just click on a page in the table of contents and go to that page? Is that what the question's about?
So Joe, you're looking, so you're creating a layout page, and let me open up a layout page here real quick.
Need to share your.
Yeah, can you share my screen, John? Am I live?
There we go. Yep, go ahead.
Thanks. Okay. So when you open a layout, you can put an index. Let me just jump to page 1 here. So all I have to do is click on that page number. If I click right on that, I can then type in a page number and where I want to go, or I could use the project browser as well. So when you're doing an index like this will update automatically if you're using the macro for page title. All right, Joe, you're using that. Now I can't click on this to go to a page in my layout. There's no hyperlinking here with this. I can, of course, go to the page number and type in the page number that I want to go to, or better yet, just when you're working on your layout, keep your project browser open. When you are looking at your pages, again, you're going to keep your project browser open, go to your layout and go to pages, and you'll see all the pages in your layout. And if you look at the little icons here where it looks like a little blueprint, that means I've got something on that page. If it's just a plain white little page, that means there's nothing on that page. So I can click on any of these to go jump directly to that page at any time. Of course, it's
So
thinking about it.
Clarification on the question was meaning when in PDF from a chief architect layout.
When in PDF.
So we talked about that a little bit at the summit, but I can't remember the steps that we did. So maybe we'll need to come back to that question.
Well, when you're working with a PDF, so if you're in Chief Architect and you use the rich text item here, the rich text, and we type in something here, Chief Experts website, okay, and then I can put a URL there using this button, this link right here. So I can add a URL to whatever text I've highlighted, just like any other email, anything like that, where you can highlight a link to something. That when you print this layout, that will be an active hyperlink on your layout, on your PDF. So yes, that will be a clickable link on the PDF if someone's
Would
on
that-
that.
Would that
Will
go
that-
to specific pages on the PDF?
No, when you're in a PDF, you have to do it. You have to, in order to do that, you need to have, I'm thinking about, I use the full blown Adobe Acrobat. I don't use the reader, but in the reader, I think it's the same. Let me find a PDF real quick and I'll open it. What you could do is open it, and then if you can find the thumbnails or the pages, it'll show the pages. Give me a second here and let me get to a, where is it here? I'll go to this one, and I think this is one right here. Okay, so when you're in, now I don't know if you have to open Adobe Acrobat Reader. You can't, I don't believe you can do this if you're opening the PDF on a web browser, which, you know, you can open PDFs on any web browser. A lot of times you can click on, where is it here? Bookmarks. So you have your bookmarks that'll look like this. I believe the reader does that too. We can click a little icon here and it'll expose this column where you can scroll through the pages, and then you can click those to go to the pages. And then if you had hyperlinks on your pages, then you could click those and you can go to that website. Is that helpful? Is that kind of part of what he's looking for?
Yeah, he hasn't responded anymore
Okay.
since then. So
I'd have to look to see if this is available in a web browser. I don't think it is, to have the bookmarks in a web browser. So you know how you open a PDF and it opens in a web browser. So you'd have to check that out. Things like the PDF programs like Bluebeam and things like that, I'm pretty sure they'd have bookmarks you could click to go to pages too. But within the pages that you create with Chief Architect, I don't know of any way to add hyperlinks to specific pages.
you want to talk a little bit about saving camera views?
We did that last week.
The question is it possible? And yes, it is.
What do you mean it's possible to save camera views? Here.
Well,
It can be confusing because people tend to move their cameras around and then they end up shooting a different angle, shot, whatever, and they lose the shot that they had. So if you want to save a shot for a layout or something, you can save that camera, create another one to move around to do whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm being totally distracted here. Squirrel.
you are
Those turned out really
distracting
nice.
all of us.
I know, isn't that cool?
I did.
So what was that
Is that-
question?
Okay,
Does it
so
have anything to do with saving a camera?
if I'm
Save
under
cameras.
yeah.
Let's go. Let me go open a new plan and we'll just have fun with saving cameras. Explain the question one more time to me, please.
Well, I could take it a couple of different directions. Save.
You want to do? You want to do it? Here,
Well, I'll talk you through it.
Talk me through it.
Yeah,
Let me
I'll
get
talk
out of
to
this.
you.
Let me
I'll
open
talk
a
to
new
you.
plan.
So saving camera views. One of the ways I do it is Kevin started it where you have to have a different camera for each view that you want to save.
Right.
And then I'll take that camera if I don't want it to be manipulated in any way. I take that camera and put it on a different layer, and then I lock that layer so I cannot get to it from the plan.
Right.
And I turn that layer off.
So what you're doing is you're bringing up a camera view. All right. And then what we're going to do is we're going to click this button right here to save that view. I'm sorry, wrong one. This one little disc on it. This one. Okay, so you've got three buttons right here on any window, any 3D view. This is to edit the view. This is to save it. This is to make a copy of it. Okay, you got your three buttons there.
That's
so
right.
if I
This
click
was a
on the
workflow.
save,
This was a workflow we came up with last week, wasn't it?
it was, yeah, this was really a good,
Yeah.
this was a really, really good one that we came up with. Just putting these icons to use in our 3D views. So I just saved this camera. So if I go back to my floor plan, there's that camera. Now, if I close the view, the camera's there. Of course, what I should have done after I saved it, so just to make this a workflow thing for your business, for what you do. After you save the camera, click the little icon with the pencil and name it properly. So this is, kitchen view 1, or whatever you want to call it. This is really a big deal when you're coming back later to find these things, when you want to start putting these on your layout. So name it right away.
And before you leave there, go ahead and
Yep.
put it on a different layer and lock it and turn the layer off.
Oops, hang on a second. So yeah, so I'd be under layer right here. So camera views, and what I might do is just define a new layer.
Make
And
a
I'll call
copy
it,
of that one.
yep, I'll just copy that and I'll say, camera views saved, or, whatever they are. And then I can lock that layer so I can't grab or move those cameras anymore. But, and I'll leave it turned on for now, so we can always turn it off later.
Right.
Just so we can see them on the floor plan. But I'm actually going to leave it unlocked too, just in case I need to do something. But I can go and lock that layer anytime. So now that camera is on a special layer just for that.
Let me offer a couple of other thoughts having to do with that.
Yeah.
One, Ariel, if I'm pronouncing that correctly, is clarifying, saying she means when she closes a file elevation, the elevation is saved, but the camera views, I'm assuming she's saying, are not. This should address the saving of the camera views if what you end up doing is moving your camera around and losing those, because effectively what you've done is to create a camera view, hold on to it, store it, put it in the closet, don't bring it back out until you need it. John has taken that a step further, saying he puts it on a different layer, which I do as well. And then thirdly, I do create a saved plan view called my camera's plan view, my camera's view. And in my camera's view, its purpose is that I have all these cameras aimed at places that I like to keep, whether it's a exterior, back elevation, side elevation, whatever, perspective views, a section view. All of my cameras exist on there because I turn my camera's layer on there. And it's just a footprint of my home, of my structure, with all of the cameras showing. That allows me to take any of the cameras that I've saved and tweak them for the purpose of, for instance, a better look on the layout file or something like that, without affecting any of the working cameras that I'm currently using to visualize and see and change things. So if your question has to do with how to maintain a view in a layout file, this takes care of it. If it has to do with simply not affecting something where you've taken an elevation, maybe you've got a live view on your layout, and every time you turn around, your live view just changed, this takes care of it. So this is a good workflow that you're seeing right now. And Mark Batty, I think it was, said, yeah, you're right. The linked views and camera views are confusing. Do we have any tips to simplify it? What we're explaining right now is that simplification. If you need more help with that, any of us are available. Feel free to contact us and we'll help you through it.
Yeah. So, okay. So let me just take this one step further. So we've saved the camera. We put it on a separate layer. We can turn that layer on and off. It'll be independent of when we add new cameras to our plan. Those will be back on the other layer. Now I want to make another view and save it. So I'm going to do this button right here. I'm going to click Save As, save that active view as. I'm going to do it right from the 3D view. And it's going to ask me what I want to call it. It's going to, since I called it 1, now it's going to be camera view 2. So I'll click OK. I can rotate this. It's still going to be on that same layer that I had put this on before. Okay, so if I go to layer, it's on the saved camera views. That's done. Now I can save that. Now I can hit Save As, camera view 3, and now I can rotate this again. You see how I'm doing this really fast? I don't have to go back and download any, or go create cameras every time. I've just added 3 cameras to my plan. So if I go back to my floor plan, well, wasn't that a nice picture? Any one of those could create 3 cameras real easy. So there they are. There's my 3 cameras, kitchen view 1, 2, 3. All right. So they're on that separate layer that I could shut off anytime I want to. I'll use my layer hider icon and I can turn that layer off. done. They're still there, just turned off. When I'm on my layout, I can add those views to my layout anytime just by going to my saved camera views for this plan. So if I'm in, right now it's an untitled plan, but here's my, let's see, where's my cameras? Right here. Here's the first floor cameras, kitchen view 1, 2, 3. And I can now have in any viewport on my layout, I could put those cameras in just by changing which camera's showing up in the viewport.
Yep. And like
So-
Alan mentioned here, even though you have those cameras locked, you can get to them from right there. Is that what you just said?
Exactly.
Was I not paying attention?
Even though the layer's locked, I can get to them here. Yeah.
Right.
I could double click on them and that would, well, yeah,
And-
that'll open.
And
that
however
camera.
you move it there, that's going to be your saved camera from that on.
Right. If I go zoom in on that, that's going to be, yeah. So that'll be the new saved camera view of that camera. Doesn't create a new camera. It's just, that's the view. So be careful when you're doing that you don't move the cameras.
That's
when you open them.
That's why I create a separate saved view that has only those cameras on it so that I can leave those alone. Or if I'm in there, I know that I'm messing with the cameras that I have saved.
Right.
Right.
I don't think there's any way to lock a 3D view here. Like
I don't
this.
think
No.
there is either.
No.
I don't think there is. And I don't think there's any.
The only way you can lock a 3D view is to do the, when you send it to layout, send it as an image. That's the only way you can lock
And
that kind
yeah,
of thing.
please don't do that.
Yeah.
Please
I
don't
did
do
that
that.
because I did that because I was in a hurry the other day and it
Yeah.
came back to bite me.
Yeah. I was gonna say, please don't do
So-
that and then ask me to help with your plan because I'll be mad. Because I'll have to resend every damn view to the layout. And I've had people do that. They just didn't understand. So I won't be mad. I'll just like, okay, well, it's gonna take more time. Because every view has to be resent. We can't replace it with a different view. Although is that a viewport? And that's not even a viewport at that point. It's just a image on your page. So we can't even replace what shows up there because it's not a viewport.
Right.
All right. I got that question. I got that file from who was asking about a picture.
I think that was Alan.
Yeah, I think so.
This looks really nice. So she's showing images here. How'd she get this view? Let me close up a few things here.
I think
She's a he. I'm sorry. I'm not seeing the screen you guys are seeing at all. So you have to help me out here.
I think
All
that
I'm
was
seeing is
Adam. I mean, Alan Lehman.
Alan.
Yep,
Okay.
that was Alan.
Oh, hey, Alan. So Alan, what's the question? What are we doing? This looks great, by the way. How'd you do this? How is this done? He's in a floor plan view showing the render, showing the material on the floor plan.
So it looks like is that a top-down view with clipping? Is that?
No, it's just it's the plan view itself. I can edit walls, windows.
There it is.
How is that done? Adam, help me out here.
You got a texture in the fill?
No.
What I'm asking about is getting rid of the white blocks over the windows and doors.
White blocks.
Oh, those are just the window, either the window symbols or the headers. Do you have the headers displayed? Are those being displayed?
I bet that might. Well, is it? Let's
Does
see
that
here.
window right there have a fill in it?
We can't do much with window symbols. Let's see. Bear with me a second. Great question. Options.
Alan, are you referring to the window symbols showing the different sashes, or are you talking about header lines or something? Right now, Dan's got that zoomed in. I can only see a window, so I don't know what you're referring to.
Well, we're seeing the image through the. So Alan must have an image put in the background here.
Yeah, he wants to see. Sounds like he wants to see through that to the image.
Oh, to the image.
Doors and windows to the image.
Well, then you can just not display the windows on your plan and and you'll just get the opening itself.
Would that do it?
Alan, how are you displaying this
There we go. Here's
wood
some more.
grain on the floor?
Trying to clean it up. If I hide the doors in the floor overview, the sill goes away, but not with the windows.
So if you hide the window layer, doesn't it open that up so all that you see is the wall opening, Dan?
Say that one more time.
Hide the window layer in that view, and
That'll show a hole in the wall, yeah, but we could try that.
but isn't that what he wants?
I don't know. Find out. Let's hide the window. Let's hide all the window stuff, the casing, the header lines, everything about that window. And now you get just a hole where you see, let me switch back to the view he was on. Sorry, we want to get back to the floor plan. Now I'll turn the windows off.
Try using the camera options to lower walls.
If that's what you want, is to lower the walls. But if he's
No.
trying to see through those, you still want to see the
option.
window.
There's an option in the window in the floor plan that if you have a pony wall, you can show just the pony wall and not the upper wall.
For the pony wall, yeah.
Yeah.
He's saying the image is on layer PDF boxes too.
Okay. So it
so
is just the image that we're seeing in the plan that fits the shape of the building. Okay. So I'm just curious, did you take a 3D view, like this, capture the straight up image? So you turned it to a standard view, did the 3D tilt. Let's see, would be tilting camera, the view direction top. You did this.
Is that fill that's part of the windows and doors? Is that part of the wall fill?
On the floor plan?
Took the fill out of the wall?
Again, I'm still unclear what the goal is
I
here.
am too. Alan, I'm unclear as well. I'm getting I'm getting your short answers, but I don't think any of us have a clear understanding of what you're asking.
What the final results that you're looking for, right? So to clarify that, that'd be great.
Yeah.
Question regarding tweaking doors and windows on the floor review to get a cleaner result of a colored floor plan. I mean, this looks a little cleaner with the windows shut off. Now we're seeing through the walls. You could maybe take that's assuming you want to see just the space between the windows. I wonder if we put a hatching on there, what that would look like. Yeah, let's turn that on.
It's not going to take care of the windows, but go try the cross section slider coming from the top.
Well, I can't do that on a.
Alan has clarified. He answers, I want it to suck less.
Okay.
Oh, let's look at other things on it then. Is there something else?
Let's try something here. So if I go wall hatching, let's go, oops, wrong layer, fill style, solid. Let's make that, we'll just keep it white for now, just so you can kind of see this. If you want to highlight the hatching again, we got to that. I just reset the default for the hatching. So if we put hatching in the walls, does that do anything for you where you're seeing, oh, that's funky.
That was interesting.
I don't like that. I mean, you could just make the fill style of the walls white too.
Maybe he's just being super critical about it. Maybe it's not as bad as he thinks it is.
I don't know. I thought it looked pretty cool.
Yeah, me too.
We might need some definition around suck less.
Yeah. I mean, I think it looks great. I'd be curious to, again, I'd like to know how you did the showing the PDF cut out like this on the floor plan. So I'm just not seeing, I've never done it quite like this. So there's the PDF right here, picture box. So it's just a box like this that he's got fitting over the plan. Okay.
That's tricky.
Got it.
Okay.
So he did do a straight down from the top 3D view and captured that render. And then he fit it over he's fitting it over the house on the floor plan.
The white color at the window stands out too much for my eye.
This color right here. So you want it to look more like a window. Period. You don't want to see through the window at all. Is that what I'm hearing? Like a door. Again, we're seeing where the door opening is. I don't know how you're going to get around that. So you have a nice, clean, solid door symbol there, where the door would have a solid white fill in it, or something that you could see the door on the floor plan better. I don't think that's not like a symbol where we can change the 2D symbol that's part of that door. That symbol is being generated by the door. I don't know that we can put fill styles in those, can we? I don't think so. Materials in 3D, but as far as the floor plan goes, I think we're kind of stuck.
Well,
Does this help at all?
Facebook user
No.
says, I think he's wanting a typical construction dock, which I get. I just tried it as we directed him and turned off the window layer, and it looks more like a construction dock now. So again, we're not sure what Alan's asking for. So
Well, as Kevin volunteered earlier, give us a call. We'd be happy to talk to you
So-
about it.
He sent you some more images, it sounds like, if you want to spend any more time on this today.
Yeah, let me look at it quick. We got some other questions popping up.
There was some more talk about hyperlinks, but I think other than that, I don't think if you asked another question, people, go ahead and ask it again, because I'm not seeing it in the list here.
Yeah. See, with using the back clip tool that you're talking about, John, in this view.
Yep.
I mean, we've got the different 3D options here that we can look at. We've got the tilt camera, we're going to, let's see, orbit camera, move camera. We've got.
But you end up with
but you need the cross section.
Top view is what I've got here. I'm just trying to get to that view that he had. Tilt camera, up or down, left, right,
What happens if you
isometric. See,
take that
I
all-
can't do an isometric view here. What camera did you use to grab that PDF? Camera, great ortho, perspective, auto, virtual. I do know that we can't. Camera backwards.
Nikki, I'm not sure that is what he's asking for. I think he still wants to see the windows. He doesn't want to use a cross-section slider and cut everything off, but he does want, I think he wants to see the window openings, but something in there we're missing, which is what is the result he wants
My other
to see.
question would be, are you trying to create a marketing brochure or something like that? That's what you're looking for, a little bit more there. Folder.
I think we're going to end up.
yeah.
A little tip about this. Now, Chief has what's called a cross-section slider. We can use that here by doing this to raise this up and down like that. Maybe that's how he's getting that image. It's just taking it down to there or something like that. You could try.
And then he's putting the floor plan over top of that.
Yeah,
He
you could
creates
try.
out of this, resizes it.
So if you want to just get a nice solid white fill where the walls are, try adding the framing. Let's see, would that work? And making the framing solid color. Because I don't think we can change this, can we? Let me go look quick. If I pick a different material, yeah, I can't. Chief doesn't allow me to mess with that material. I can't spray material onto it, that OSB. Unless I just selected white OSB everywhere. But you could try putting framing in. So if I frame the whole plan.
And
then I'd have to turn framing on.
right.
Okay,
And
but
Alan is
yeah.
answering that turning off the windows and then the framing fill color comes through. I'll adjust
Yep.
that color to be the color that will show through.
Yeah.
So that is an option for sure.
Yeah, yeah. Give it a shot. Let us know. Feel free to give us a call. Be happy to talk to you about it. I like what you're doing. I mean, if you're trying to make a marketing brochure, you're on the right track. But it is a nice way to do it.
Here's our next question.
Okay. Yeah.
Can you guys advise on the best way to manage the file size of chief architect plans?
There are several things that affect that at different
Yes.
levels. And
Yes.
the first of those is it depends on whether you are talking about while you're working on it, not the size of the plan, but the effects of the size of the plan, or if you're talking about the stored file size. So if you're talking about the size that results, a lot of times that comes from barnacles and ugly plan buildup. The things that you have stored over time, that the save as method that's so commonly referred to ends up saving all of the other stuff that you've gathered along the way and drags it along like the baggage in a marriage. So those are
spoken like a true business person.
So there are those things also. If you can clarify which you mean, there's a real strategy that says you should always start with a clean template, because that clean template doesn't have any of that baggage along the way. And that'll minimize it. But things like PDF files consume a lot of extra space. Large files, symbols that use a lot of, sorry, what's the word? Prisms, triangles. What am I trying to think of that I can't
Surfaces.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah.
Those will take up a lot of space. So there are ways to minimize that and put those in at the end instead of when you're working through all of your issues.
Yeah. So I can speak to that because I do deal with that a lot. File sizes. I was just messing with here. I'm waiting for this to save. Come on. The plan file, I brought all these pictures into this file just to show you some pictures. And why is it like it's hung up now? Way to go, Chief. So when you're working on a plan, you want to start with a clean template. If your template is large already, then you're going to have a large file to start with. So you got to watch that. Watch the amount of CAD details you have. CAD details will contribute to the file size. If you created a bunch of CAD details in a folder, yes, it will affect the file size. I don't know what the hell's going on here. Dang it, Chief. Usually it never is this bad. Oh, it did something. What did it do? Stop spinning. Oh, it's saved. Okay. So these pictures that I've got here in this file right here, there's nothing else in this file. This file started at 4 megabytes. I just saved all those pictures in the file. That file is now 421 megabytes. Okay. So that's one of the things that happens is when you bring pictures and PDFs into your plan and you open them and you say save it in the plan versus just not saving in the plan and then you have to find the link every time. So when it was finding the link, it was 4 megabytes. When I saved all the pictures in as part of the plan, now it's 421 megabytes. So watch that. Make sure the pictures you bring in are not big pictures. Each of these are about 4 or 5 megabytes, something like that. So they add up to a lot of megabytes. So watch that. Your PDFs, if you bring in a 10-page PDF and you just want 1 page, you're still bringing in the 10 pages. Okay. So that it's storing the whole file in your plan. And again, I always recommend when you import these things, do hit save and plan. So if you take it to a different computer, those things will be part of your plan. They won't show up, as blank boxes. So watch that. Okay. I do this a lot where I bring in a lot of pictures. I'll save them in my plan. And when it starts to bog down or file size gets too big, I'll delete as many as I can. The other thing you can do is reduce the file size of the picture itself using a photo program or something like that. That will help quite a bit. So those two things by themselves do a lot. DWG files, that when you import DWGs like plot plans and stuff, If you have nice smooth arcs, like Chief will, when we do the arcs in Chief, it's just when you click on it, it's one item. Okay. When you bring in a DWG in that arc, okay, so I might get something like that. But you bring in a DWG and that arc is 1,000 little lines. Okay. So it's a break at every one of those points. That's not a good DWG for Chief, because Chief's going to have to calculate that math for all of those lines. And if you have a big DWG with lots of those lines, it's going to bog your plan down. And yes, it's going to add to the file size, because Chief has to keep track of those calculations. So watch that. If you bring in a DWG and there's lots of blocks in it, things grouped together, even though those blocks are turned off, Chief's still going to bring them in. You got to watch that. You can go to your tools menu. Go to your CAD menu, and you can go to CAD block management. Sometimes this will reduce file size a little bit. If you get a lot of blocks in your plan, this one doesn't have that many. Sometimes the purge button will be active. You can purge all the inactive blocks in your plan. That'll save on file size. When you have a lot of materials in your plan, if you go to 3D and we go to materials and we go to, I think it's plan materials, you can purge materials from your plan. That will help a little bit. Okay, all these little things add up, but the biggest thing is the things that you import in. If you're drawing straight up with Chief walls, lines, all of its elements, it's not going to be quite so bad. If you're creating a ton of pictures, if you're bringing in a lot of custom materials, things like that, that's going to make a difference. Am I missing anything? What else is there? Seems to me there's a few other things that contribute to file size.
If I put all these pictures in a CAD detail and I'm working on a plan, are those pictures that are in a CAD detail going to affect the performance of my plan while I'm working on it?
They'll be whatever size the pictures are.
But
Okay,
is it
so
going
again,
to affect the performance of my plan when I'm
yes,
drawing roofs and things like that? Is it going to affect the redraw time?
yes, I think it does. I haven't actually run super duper tests on that, but yeah, it seems like it does. Yeah. What's the other thing? The when we get a big plan going, John, you both and I, we both experienced this lately, where we're doing big terrain deals, big hills with tons of stuff in it. And that's not even so much file size as it is just Chief has to do the math like crazy to calculate all of those. So
that's where we were saying, when you bring in a DWG and it's an arc, you have a ton of little lines.
Yeah.
That affects, because I've done that before, just brought in a DWG and assigned the line, the elevation data and stuff. Well, now it's a whole bunch of lines. And if I can take that same curve and just make it 5 straight lines and let Chief, do the spline just for the secondary contours, that seems to work a lot better.
It does. I've gotten both good and bad DWGs from people. And if it's a bad DWG with a ton of broken lines like that, I will always trace over it with Chief's splines and splines and arcs or lines, whatever it is.
I just use straight lines. I never even convert my elevation lines to a spline. I just leave straight lines, and Chief does the secondary lines as a spline. Yeah,
and that can work just fine too. Whatever works for you, as long as you get rid of those CAD lines that are causing you a problem. But yeah, so use a program, open your pictures in a program that will reduce the file size. Like, again, these are all 4, 5, 6 megabyte pictures that I just drug onto the screen. You can go to probably there's tons of apps out there, JPD file reducer or picture file reducer or something like that, and you'll find that whenever I have a large PDF that's got a bunch of pages in it and that's bogging my plan down, I'll go to a site called, I've been using this one for years. It's a PDF number 2 JPG.net. PDF to JPG.net. You upload your PDF, it'll download, and then you'll download some pictures. Use the 150 DPI. That's good. That works fine. If you use 300 DPI, you're going to have large pictures again. 150 is a good compromise. You get really crisp, clear pictures. It should help quite a bit. And I know there's tons of apps out there that'll do the same thing to reduce file size of pictures. So
here's another good workflow for that. It says any PDF sent to layout will grow the file exponentially. I'll send the send a PDF, make a screenshot and paste it back in and then delete the PDF. But
There
instead
you
of
go.
deleting the PDF, import those into a different plan and do a screen capture right out of Chief to bring that into your plan that you're going to be working in.
Yeah. Yeah, that'll work. Again, if it's a PDF, this has been the best, easiest, fastest method that I've come up with, is this little app right here. And there's other apps. You can do it right inside Adobe Acrobat too. You can export out your PDF as an image, as images for each page. So that
And you
works
can
fine,
also
too.
make your files in Adobe, you can make them smaller too.
Yeah.
Like Jeff's saying here.
Oh, this is cool. Let me grab something here. So Alan did something here where he got it to look a little better. So he did the solid walls, a little more brightness on the walls. That did help a little. That helped quite a bit.
And backed off
You
some of
guys-
the whiteness of the walls to kind of a
Yeah.
light gray silver or
Yeah,
something.
no,
Yeah.
that looks good.
Yeah.
That looks good. Yeah, you're still getting a little gray there. Cool. Well done. Thanks for sending that to me, Alan. All right, we got just a few more minutes left. We got any other questions hanging there? This begging for our vast amounts of knowledge to ask.
This one right
answer
here.
them.
How do you clean up a template?
409. I don't, kind of a vague question.
Yeah, it is kind of big.
Yeah. How do we clean up a layout template?
That question followed my statement about how you get the ugly barnacle cleanup or ugly barnacle buildup. I think what we're talking about is that if you save your template and delete a lot of the extraneous things that you don't need in it, you end up with a clean template.
Yeah. A couple of things about layouts that I'll point out. So if you've got a template, you like the border and everything that you've created, I mean, you can easily just go to, the page where that border's on and take and, copy all of that to hit copy, paste, copy and then open up a new template and paste it into that, delete what's there and put your border there. That'll clean that up. So you'll have a fresh new template with all clean blank pages. So you could do that. You could then go add the macros back in for sheet numbers and things like that on page 0. So they'll show up, here I'm using layout label in the bottom corner here. I'm using a macro here called layout title. So when I want to change my page numberings are automatic now. So when I click on this icon right here, and I go to edit the information about this page, so this label, the macro, whatever I have typed here is my page number. Okay, that's the label. They don't call it page number, they just call it label. But whatever I type in there will show up here, and the pound sign, the hashtag, that automatically labels that page or puts a number on each page that you're doing. It keeps the numbers in order too. So it's a smart macro. And then if you put like a dash or something in front of all your architecturals and an E dash in front of your electrical or elevations, the page number will start over each time. So that works pretty well. Page title I put here, and that shows up here, and it shows up here on the top of my sheet, and then it will show up on my page index automatically. Okay, so whatever you type there. So you're just doing those for each page. The other thing is you want to get rid of any other linked plans on your layout. That's really, really important, because every time you open up a layout, Chief's trying to find the plans that are on that layout. Okay, so you would go to Tools, Layout, and look for reference plan files. All right, Tools, Layout, Reference Plan Files. If you've got a brand new blank layout, that should be blank. This menu should be blank. Okay, unless you're referencing something for a reason. All right, so you can't just click on this and find everything on your layout. You have to go look for things. So what you want to do is go to your layers right here, and turn on all your borders. Viewport borders, turn them on. Then start scrolling through your pages. Open up the dialog for your layout pages and look for pages that have like a blueprint on the icon. If they're white, there's nothing on those pages. Anything that has a blueprint on it, you want to go to that page and just do a Control-A to select everything and hit delete. Go through this till you get rid of nothing. You have nothing but white pages showing here. Then you've got a clean layout. You're not referencing any other plans anywhere. That's really important.
Okay.
So I hope that was helpful.
We've got a couple more questions.
Yeah.
I've had a few crashes where the plan file restores with elements in triplicate. Should I start over, or is there a way to delete the duplicates?
You had a crash and it makes it in triplicate, duplicate, triplicate. What does that mean?
It
Can I
seems like
take a
I've had
stab at
that happen with materials.
And it can happen
Really?
with objects like windows or doors because you're placing them in the same place. A lot of times people do a copy in place and then do another copy in place and the thing's still sitting there. So end up with residual elements in there. I'm not sure how you notice them when you start the plan up again, but you may have things stacked on top of each other.
Well, you know, I
Sometimes it's a plan
suppose
referencing another plan. More clarification.
stop the
3
plan.
windows in the exact same location
Yeah.
In the layout or a plan?
in a
Plan.
plan.
3 windows in well, I suppose what you could do, you create a schedule for that, a window schedule for that plan. You know, turn on all layers, so the all layers on, turn everything on. I suppose that'd be one way to do it. But create a schedule, a window schedule. I think I have one in here. And then we could go to the window schedule. And now you're going to just look at this list. And if it says, you know, if you're only supposed to have one of that size window and it says 2, well, you know, you got something going on there. That's not right. So you're going to click this icon here to find those items in your plan. All right. So that'll find both of those windows in your plan. Okay. Did I click the right one? I clicked the wrong one. It's this one right here with the magnifying glass. I clicked the wrong icon. That one will take you to your plan and it'll find it. If it comes up with just showing one location, that means you got 2 windows in the same location. So just hit the delete button until you just have one and your schedule is correct. That would seem to me a way to figure that kind of stuff out. You could do that schedule for, you know, a lot of these different items, your cabinets, doors, windows, things like that. So that'd be a pretty simple way to find that stuff.
It's looking like it happens once you bring something from X14 to X15 and then 15 crashes. And then
Well, I have not experienced that, so something's going on.
and there's no button to delete duplicates anywhere that I'm aware of, is there?
No, I don't know anything like that. No, because how would Chief know if it's a duplicate?
Right.
You know, maybe you wanted 2 windows in your plan. You know, maybe you wanted 2 windows on top of each other in your plan. How would you? Yeah, that'd be my best guess. Would be to use schedules to find those kind of duplicates in your plan.
And
I can't think of any other way to find stuff.
okay, we got one other question here. It says it may be for another show, but in Massachusetts they use strapping on the bottom side of the joist. Is there any way to make that part of the framing automatically?
No, not that I know
Yeah.
of. Yeah.
Best way you can
that's-
do that is to place one and then do multiple copy across the plan.
Exactly.
Could you edit the framing symbol to do that?
It's going to be a symbol. You're going to have to put it in like a toilet. I mean, it's going to have to be individual, and then you could just I've done it where I put joist hangers in just because it was cool. And then I just multiple copied them.
Mm-hmm.
Other than that, I don't know of any way to make it part of the framing that Chief is going to do. And maybe one day they'll have those options available where you can see, I put the strapping on automatically. But at this point, I don't know of any way to automatically do it. It'd be a manual edit. And, you know, we can certainly talk about that in a different show, but it's not that hard to do. It just, you really want to do it. That's what it boils down to. You're getting paid to show that kind of detail, and you need to show that kind of
Well,
detail.
it's something that could be used in the material list.
That is true. It would be there. You know,
So that would be the reason to do that.
You know, with Chief, we have to be careful with the material list because, you know, you might have like this plan here. I have all my framing in there and everything. And then I have part of the framing is in this particular plan is blue. That's the existing framing, and I normally never do that, but on this one I did just for the hell of it because it was kind of cool. It doesn't take long to do, actually. Plus, I wanted to show, demonstrate how the existing ceiling joists were going to stay there as we went with trusses above them. So it was just a nice way to show how this was all going to be put together. And again, it doesn't take that long if the model is correct. And then it's just click some buttons, make a few adjustments, and you're done. So this part's easy, but Chief's not going to give me how many nails I need, how many straps, joist hangers, any of that kind of information. The caulking, the sill seal, you know, those kind of things. Some of that might be in the material list, but I think most of it would be. You have to add those things anyway.
Purlins is the strapping.
Gentlemen, I've got another presentation. I've got to step out. So
Awesome, Kevin.
Good to
Thanks,
see you.
sir.
thank you all.
We will catch you next time, my friend. Have
All
a good weekend or whatever it is now.
Carl has a suggestion here to use purlins as the strapping, so I'm not sure. I have to think that through to see how that would work.
Purlins as a strapping. I don't know. I suppose you could put something in that named that material that Chief might create automatically. It's not a bad idea. Have to experiment with that a little bit. All right, you guys. Thanks for being here. Be sure to sign up to get on our wait list for the Chief Architect Shortcut Suite that we're working on. I got to tell you, the funnest thing I was teaching at the summit was the new keystrokes things that we're using, and how much time you can save with those. And everybody was getting it. It's pretty simple when it comes right down to it. The other thing is at the summit, Cassidy. Damn, that could have saved me 3 days. I love that one. Edit area. She wasn't aware of edit area. She spent a whole lot of time expanding a project because she had to move all of these things. With edit area, she could have done it in a couple minutes. And that's always fun to see those kind of comments from people. And so there you go.
Yep. The keystrokes that you developed gets us to the point where we can drive Chief Architect with 2 hands instead of just one.
There you go.
Right.
It does help, actually.
Yeah.
You know, even if you don't use a lot of them, if you just use 10 of them, 20 of them, you save a bunch of time every day.
Or
if you just use
when you're
the
doing a lot of
E key,
repetition stuff.
Use the E key that I've been telling everybody about for years now.
Yep.
That alone will save you 10 minutes a day of going by that open dialogue. Anyway, let's get out of here. We're good. You guys have a great weekend. We'll see you in a few weeks on the next designer show. If you got questions, feel free to drop us a line. We'd be happy to help you as best we can. So everybody take care. This is Dan and John signing off.
Have a good weekend.
Thanks. Bye.